Thomas Edison and the light bulb. A long, long time ago, there was a man named Thomas Edison. Thomas was very curious, and he loved learning about how things worked. He spent many hours taking things apart, putting them back together, and dreaming about making new inventions. Thomas wanted to make something that would help the world. And one day, he had an idea that would change everyone's lives forever. He wanted to invent a light that didn't need a candle or oil lamp. He wanted to invent the light bulb. Back then, people used candles or oil lamps to see in the dark, which could be messy or even dangerous if knocked over. Thomas thought, what if we had a light that could be turned on and off easily and safely? He wanted to make a light that everyone could use, whether it was daytime or nighttime. He dreamed of a world where streets, homes, and schools could be bright anytime they needed. So, Thomas decided to work on his big idea. He set up a workshop and gathered all the tools he would need. He brought in wires, glass, metals, and other materials he thought might work for the light bulb. Thomas was excited, but he knew this would take a lot of hard work. Thomas got to work right away. He tried many different ways to make the light bulb. First, he needed something to put inside the light bulb that would glow, which he called the filament. The filament had to be just right. If it was too weak, it would burn out quickly. If it was too strong, it wouldn't glow at all. At first, Thomas tried using tiny pieces of thread as the filament, hoping they would glow bright. But every time he switched the light on, the thread would burn out. He tried again with different types of thread, but each time, the light would go out too soon. He even tried using metal filaments, but they also failed. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. He tried over and over again. Each time he failed, he took careful notes on what happened. Thomas didn't give up. He would say, "I have not failed, I've just found ways that don't work." Some people thought Thomas was being silly. "Why do you keep trying?" they asked. "This light bulb idea is too difficult." But Thomas replied, "If I stop now, I'll never know how close I might have been. I believe I can make this light bulb work." Thomas didn't let the doubts bother him. He kept on working, making small changes each time. He tried using cotton thread and paper threads as filaments. Every time it seemed like it might work, the light went out again. He even tried horsehair and coconut fiber. Thomas stayed hopeful because he loved his work. He wanted to help people live in a world that was brighter and safer. One day, Thomas thought about using a new material called carbon. Carbon was a little different from the other materials he had tried, and he thought, maybe this will finally be the one. Thomas put the carbon filament into the glass bulb carefully, then he connected the wires and turned on the electricity. The light bulb started to glow. This time, it didn't burn out right away. The light stayed on longer than it ever had before. Thomas couldn't believe it. His hard work was starting to pay off. But his work wasn't done just yet. Although the carbon filament worked, it still didn't last long enough. So, Thomas continued his search, testing even more materials. He tried different kinds of carbon, experimenting and changing the shape and size of the filament, making the light last longer and longer each time. He tried bamboo fiber as a filament, and finally, he saw that it could glow bright and last for hours. After thousands of tries, 10,000 to be exact, Thomas finally created a light bulb that worked. It could stay on for many hours, lighting up an entire room. His invention was successful. He was so happy and felt so proud of all his hard work. Soon, people everywhere started using Thomas Edison's light bulb. The streets and homes were bright, and people could work or read even at night. It changed the world forever. Thomas's invention helped make cities safer and brighter. Thomas's story teaches us something very important. No matter how hard something might seem, if we keep trying and never give up, we can reach our dreams. He showed everyone that when we believe in ourselves, we can make amazing things happen. And that's how Thomas Edison's light bulb lit up the world.